Hi, my name is Stephanie and I'm a big fan of all things music, movies, physical media and pop culture. And today I wanted to talk about all of my June favourites. So it is the middle of July, I am aware of it, but I enjoyed a lot of things in June and I want to talk about them. And I was like sick the last week, so that's why this has been delayed, but we're here finally and now I get to talk about all of the stuff that I enjoyed in June. So in terms of movies, I went to the movies a few times. All up, I watched, I think, 29 movies. I made a video about all of the movies that I watched last month, which was super fun. I was so happy that I watched 29 after watching like 12. And I watched a lot of really good ones, and I watched a lot of really good ones in the cinema, which was good. Two movies that I saw in cinema that really stood out to me were Backrooms and Obsession. So I saw Backrooms pretty much when it came out, and I thought that was really good. It was really eerie and uncomfortable, and it was a lot of fun as well. I really enjoyed seeing that in the cinema and having that tension and having people, jump and do, their little, all of that. And that obviously happened when I saw Obsession as well. A lot of people are seeing these horror movies and I feel like a lot of them are enjoying having like a crowd of people react to things and have that communal sense of like, this is fun, but also the movies are really good and enjoyable and it's fun to be all together like that and everyone's like behaving and just enjoying themselves. But yes, Backrooms I was keen for and I really enjoyed, and then I saw Obsession, and that has put me off horror movies for a bit in like the best way, because it freaked me out so much and it stuck with me so much that I was scared at night going to my car. I was scared of like everything, and I know it's not rational and I know it's a horror, but I kind of love when that happens because it means that horror's done its job in a way. And this is also a movie that made me think a lot and it brought up a lot of discussions, and I'm so happy that so many people have seen it because it's finally like a moment in culture again and in pop culture where everyone's talking about the same thing and people can have theories and people can rewatch it and have discussions, and I love that, especially when it's about movies or pop culture or anything like that. So again, within the 29 movies that I watched, two new ones that I didn't see in cinema really stood out to me, and these were those movies. But the first movie was David Cronenberg's film Crash from 1996. This is a movie starring James Spader and Holly Hunter, and initially I was worried about watching this movie because I find like car accident things a bit like full on. There he is. And I've had this copy of this movie sitting in my collection for years and I've never wanted to touch it. I watched it with a group of my friends and we all really loved it, and all of us like can't stop thinking about it, which is kind of funny. Then I found out this is based on a novel and I'm kind of intrigued, but also this movie is just really pretty to look at. It's pretty wild. I feel like it's better to just go into it and watch it and let it happen. But it was really cool. I really enjoyed this movie. And then the next movie that really stood out to me was The Da Vinci Code from 2006. And this is a movie that has been on my radar for a while, but I've never really locked in on it until I bought it one day when I was shopping. And then I watched it, and this is the 3-hour version, and it was like so enjoyable. Like I was just locked in, and it's one of those movies where they talk so much so you have to pay attention and have to be locked in, which is fun. And I really want to watch the next two, Angels and Demons and Inferno, so I need to find them because I really enjoyed this movie. Like really. In terms of movies that I've rewatched and that I love and that are like some of my favorites, I did watch like the first two Toy Story movies and I love them. I watched them in preparation for seeing the fifth one in cinemas, and Toy Story 1 and 2 will just always be one of my favorites. They're in this pile next to me, but they're at the bottom, so shout out to the Toy Stories. But these movies of course stood out to me again, and 4 out of the 5 of them are Adam Sandler movies. So the first one is Billy Madison, and this is a movie that I watch maybe 4 times a year. I don't really care anymore. When I want to watch Billy Madison, I just put it on. Like it's just part of my DNA. Same goes with this next one, The Wedding Singer. This is my favorite movie of all time. I think everyone needs to watch it from beginning to end and just enjoy it. And just like enjoy the soundtrack. All these Adam Sandler movies have great soundtracks, by the way. And the next one again, Happy Gilmore, Adam Sandler. Always enjoyable, always funny. Another comfort watch. Again, shocker, Adam Sandler, Big Daddy, goes within this category. One of my favorites. Comfort movie. Hilarious. Never gets old. Great soundtrack. Blah, blah, blah. Then this next one, we go back to horror, and that is Poltergeist, one of my favorite movies of all time. Again, rewatching this, I was like, oh, this is just so good every time. Just everything about it is just so, so, so good. In terms of albums and music, and the main album that I listen to and that I love is Olivia Rodrigo's latest album, You Seem Pretty Sad for a Girl So in Love. This is the alternate cover, which I like. Normally I end up getting the alternate cover and then regret it, but I really love this photo and I really love this album. I think it is so good. I think it's her best yet. I was just like shocked listening to it because I was like, oh, this is so good. And I was like actively made an effort to like listen to it like a lot. And I always listen to albums from beginning to end, but I wanted to make sure that like this is part of this time of my life, if that makes sense. I love when an album like is associated with a certain thing for me, and I was like, this is so exciting and I was looking forward to this and I'm so happy that I love it. And yeah, I just keep listening to it. I also had it on my phone and like I went like traveling for a second last month and I was like listening to it throughout my plane trip. And I just like listened to it on repeat and like every time I was just like, this is just so good. So yes, this album, You Seem Pretty Sad for a Girl So in Love. I love it. But like I've done the last couple months, these are 10 songs that were in heavy rotation for me last month and that I just kept listening to. Layla by Derek and the Dominoes. What's Wrong With Me by Olivia Rodrigo and Robert Smith. Mean to Me by Crowded House. Lullaby by The Cure. Thinking of You by Lenny Kravitz. Till Summer Comes Around, Keith Urban. I Believe in You by Kylie Minogue. Making Flippy Floppy, Talking Heads. Flawless, Go to the City, George Michael. And Win by David Bowie. Last month I also saw a couple of musicals. I saw Once, which was amazing, and I had never seen it before or seen the movie. I since have, and I really loved that, but I didn't buy a program. But then I also saw Waitress the musical and I did buy a program and I really enjoyed it. I love musicals and I knew one song from this and I like ended up crying in this musical. It was really good. And then like I looked into it. This musical is based on a movie from like the early 2000s and then it's been like adapted as a stage musical. And yeah, there were a lot of really lovely songs in this musical. It's a lot of fun. Another thing I was really into, which I'm always into but it just a lot of it happened last month, is buying magazines. A lot of magazines in Australia kind of come out a few months after they come out internationally. So you just kind of always either have to be on the lookout or on the websites to see like what's in stock or when it's coming or what's going on. And sometimes we get them in newsagents, which is fun as well. So it's just a whole lot of looking around and sussing the vibe pretty much. But like what I'm holding in my hand is pretty heavy. So we'll start with this first one because it's on top of my pile. And this is Runner's World, and I bought this because it's a Harry Styles interview with Haruki Murakami, and I've read a couple Murakami books and I own a few of them and I enjoy his writing and I'm obviously a fan of Harry Styles, and so I had to buy a magazine about running, which is crazy, but I love the photos for this shoot and this interview is really good. I bought this at the airport and I read it in my hotel room and I thought that was pretty fun. This next one is an Australian zine. They're based in Brisbane and this is so cool. And the reason why I got this was because I'm in it. Yay! These are photos of me that my friend took and yes, it's very special. This is so much fun and yes, another addition to the collection. Next is Dazed and Confused, which is the biggest magazine ever. This is so heavy and I got it because Olivia Rodrigo is on it. I'm yet to read this article. I need to read this article. And I love the photo shoot for it. I've like flicked through the magazine and the other photos is like really cool. But the photos of her and everything are really cool. I love this one too. And the final magazine is Esquire because Jacob Elordi was on it. I have to read this interview as well. So again, another thing I was into, which I'm always into, is physical media and curating my collection and what I watch and listen to and have in my space. And I bought a lot of movies. I got some more music. I obviously got the magazines, and I'll go through this quickly because I'll probably make another video about like physical media stuff again, and also because there's a lot. So this is the latest quick physical media haul from June. So in terms of music, Olivia Rodrigo, You Seem Pretty Sad for a Girl So in Love on CD. Then I was given as a gift another copy of Harry Styles' Kiss All the Time Disco Occasionally on CD. I love this album. It's my other favorite from this year. And then a copy of Kiss All the Time Disco Occasionally on vinyl. I haven't opened these yet, but I'm keen. In terms of DVDs and Blu-rays, this is what I got. I got Zuyu's Train, which is an imprint release, The Howling, Squaring the Circle, Waitress the Musical, The Da Vinci Code, The Simpsons Classics, Vegas Episodes Edition, Waitress, Man on the Moon, Can't Buy Me Love, If These Walls Could Talk, Harlem Nights, Less Than Zero, The After Collection, Pink Cadillac, Legal Eagles, and Liar Liar, but I'm letting someone borrow it at the moment. The other thing I've really been into is doing photo albums, and I just did a photo album for like the first 6 months of the year, and yeah, there's a lot of photos in here, and I just got a whole lot more printed from when I traveled a couple weeks ago, and I'm really keen to put those in an album and add them to my collection as well. So I think those are all of my June favorite things. Because we're mid-July, I can already say that a lot of fun things have happened and I have a lot of July favorites already, and I'm watching movies and I have a whole list of things to watch, and I've bought a lot of things so far, so I'm really keen to make videos on all of those. And yeah, if you made it to the end of this video, thank you for watching, and let me know what some of your favorite movies were in June and things that you've been watching. I always like to see, because I like to add it to my watch list and discover more things. And yeah, I will see you in the next video.